Yo, 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 what's going on, good people? It's your boy 3 Stacks in this thing, baby. Representing Team Kings of Games. And today, I'm coming at you guys with Gem Knight FTK, baby. I feel like this is probably the strongest FTK deck, in my personal opinion. Also, it has some really good longevity going for itself. It's still not necessarily contending, but it's still in the running, so to speak. Meaning that the deck is still playable. It still could, so to speak, it still has the potential and viability of the top events. It just hasn't been piloted by very many people in a while, but I would not knock the deck because it did get hit on ban list for a good reason, and it did have really good representation for a reason. It's a really solid FTK deck, and it's an FTK with the contingency. It doesn't have to do that. Deck's capable of extra linking, hand looping you, a lot of other degenerate things locking you out, literally from special summoning and using effects and Trigate boards and just Baguska shenanigans, Baguska Bear Statue, Trigate, stuff like that. It's just, it can do a whole lot. But I'm focused on the FTK because I just feel like just finishing the game is just, there's no better feeling. And it can do it pretty fast too, it just depends. But I like it. It just thrives in time. It's a really strong deck. It's very fast, very consistent. I like it. It's a really strong deck. Definitely check it out. It's very budget friendly. So let's go ahead and hop into the list, you guys. This is my take on Gem Knight FTK. If you do not respect my card choices, that's totally understandable. But this is not a social debate club. This is actually just a YouTube channel. And I respect your opinion. And I definitely would love to hear your thoughts. But kind of like bashing me for playing the cards that I play is just not going to help anybody. So let's go ahead and start off with 3 copies of Block Dragon. I think that Block Dragon is, like, people call him the baby dragon ruler. I think of Block Dragon's like literally the main deck boss monster. He is just so powerful. He is extravagant, you guys. This card is ridiculous. He is Spiral Master Plan. If you guys understand the emphasis and the magnitude of what that actually means by calling this guy or even referencing him to Spiral Master Plan, you guys now understand just how powerful and absurd this card is, how much advantage you can accumulate just from resolving his effect one time. On average, how often do you resolve this guy's effects 3 stacks? A duel. Once. One time. Once a duel. Normally, once you resolve his effect, the duel's over, bro. I'm telling you right now, if you resolve Block Dragon and you have Gem Knight Fusion in your hand, the game is over. This card, literally, you cannot lose if you resolve this effect. It's so good. Protects your rock monsters on field, protects them from being destroyed by pretty much anything. It's just a ridiculous card. Summons itself more than once per turn. It's a good extender. Summons more link monsters. Rank 8 pushes. It's just a solid card. There's nothing bad about him. It's one of the best cards ever printed, honestly. We've got 3 Rescue Rabbit. Rescue Rabbit is insane in this deck. Literally, Rabbit can be a 1-card FTK if you just have the proper cards in your hand. It doesn't have to be specific. It could be one of the gems or one of these cards that I'm showing you. This first pile of cards is just going to be pile number 1, so to speak. And it's going to be the starter cards, I guess you can say, the starter cards. And then the gem monsters, the gems actually are the extenders, like the Lazulis and the Obsidians and stuff. Yeah, so if you open him with any of your other like gem monsters or your extenders or like any other starter card, you normally should be able to push. You should be able to FTK. Sometimes you FTK when you don't even see it. Like sometimes I have FTK'd and I didn't even think I could. I was just playing the hand out. But Rescue Rabbit is essential. It's a really strong card. Then we've got 3 copies of Lone Fire Blossom. Lone Fire Blossom is dank in this deck. It's all gas, you guys. It's a really strong card. I think that the plants are too important. I've never not played Gem Knight FTK without plants, and I've done a lot of variants. I don't know. I forgot what variant of Gem Knight this was, but I know I've been playing Gem Knight since 2011 or 2010 was it? But let's go ahead and continue with the 3 plants. The three of Pirate Scorpio, the 3 Lone Fire Blossoms. I'm actually rocking 2 Crystal Rose. I think that Crystal Rose, just like the plant, is almost just as important to open up with sometimes. Unless you play through so much more. Just kind of defining these little formulas. Not +1 formulas, but imperative formulas in this deck. Just kind of figuring out, okay, and I kind of just keep certain cards in my head, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to pretend in this scenario while I'm doing this test, and like certain times I'm like, I'm gonna pretend that this play I was trying to make a hand trap. So where I'm like, okay, well, I don't want this to get ashed, and I'm gonna pretend like my opponent does ash it and see what happens. In multiple instances, I was like, dude, if I just had Crystal Rose in my hand or in my graveyard, I could play through that and I can summon a Phantom Quartz and then use the Crystal Rose. Its effect again, banish the fusion and keep extending, getting special summon monsters on the board to finish my FTK off. So Crystal Rose is actually pretty insane, you guys. I love the card. At 2, I can't play 1 anymore. I have to play at least 2. And then I'm playing Glow Bulb as part of the little combo with the Air Mage Link whenever you open with the plants. It makes the FTK a lot easier. You don't have to make Unicorn anymore. You can conserve some of your resources and go into a Cloud Castle, which allows you to do a little bit more of a flex play. But at the same time, it's a little bit less resource intensive to do that. And I also like just having this as another extender, literally as another extender. And then we have the Cobra himself, the card that you don't want to draw. So as you can see, all these cards in this pile in front of you are not Gem Knight cards. Look at that. That's a lot of monsters, or cards in general that are not Gem Knight related. But this is how my deck operates, you guys. This is my homemade Gem Knight FTK deck. So now we're going to get into the Gem Knights. I personally play 3 Armadillo. Some can argue, their opinions on the ratios and stuff like that, but I really like this card. I really like them. And you need to open at least 1 gem, because almost every hand is so gash normally gets a Brilliant Fusion. And if you could just play through like 2 hand traps, for example, Left Arm Offering for your Brilliant Fusion while you had already a gem, like for example, you know Armadillo, they Valor it, and then you make a play that gets ashed, and then you just Left Arm for a Brilliant Fusion. You Brilliant Fusion with the gym monster on the field, it's game. So I like to maximize on the gym monsters, and also I feel like this is the strongest one. And every single combo sequence, you get 2 normal summons. If you don't get hand trapped too much, you get 2 normal summon. This is one of the best ones to have as one of your 2 normal summons for the game, for the turn. Well, yeah, for the game, because the duel's normally over. And then 3 Obsidian. 3 Obsidian. Obsidian's the best extender for the Gem Knight archetype. Hands down, enough said. It's Monster Reborn that's not once per turn. 3 Lazuli. Lazuli is just ridiculous, you guys. Second best. Adding from grave to hand, special summoning from grave, is nothing better. And for your vanillas, you have to play normals in this deck or it won't work. I play 3 Tourmaline, which is the Thunder, basically the Thunder Tourmaline. I'm trying to figure out a really good nickname for this card, but I'm sounding lame right now. But Tourmaline is actually, I like this card specifically for the artwork, and of course the fact that he's a Thunder. Of course you can obviously use him to make cards like Topaz and Prismara. And I really think Topaz is slept on high key. I had him in another variation, but I like Tourmaline in general. I think his artwork's incredible. I like his little story that they tell about him. Tourmaline's cool. He's really A-okay. 1 Lapis. I think that Lapis is good at 1. I don't think that you need more than 1. It's possible with just 1 Lapis. In fact, the best way to do it for me personally has always been with 1. And because I'm so used to doing it with 1, I just don't really, I've never needed more than 1. So I've just always played just the 1, and I don't have any Rescue Rabbit problems or anything like that. So yeah, you guys. All you need to do is just fuse someone with Lapis literally 1 time. And then we have 3 Called by the Graves. So Called by, the cute thing about Called by is, normally I don't use Called by on the first hand trap I see. I hold it for the second hand trap. Because the cool thing with this deck is when you play it the certain order, especially the way I play it, when I play my every card in the order, you always can play through the first hand trap your opponent throws at you, unless it has a lingering effect. That's something like, it's like a scientifical thing, I guess you could say, so to speak, with this deck. Well, it's kind of more like a numerical thing, so it's like more of like a mathematical proportionate thing. It's not an algorithm that's literally developed out of thin air. So it's not an algorithm, but your opponent's you're always gonna be able to play through the first hand trap your opponent uses on you unless it has a lingering effect. So if it's not like Droll or Lancia, you can always play through it. I've never had an instance where the first hand trap my opponent used on me was the bane of that turn unless it was a Droll or a Lancia. So I really enjoy that I can play through an Ash, a Ogre, or a Valor, or conveniently even an Impermanence, which should hurt more than people think, and still hold my Called by and be like, I'm going to FTK you now, do you have the second hand trap? And if they don't have the second hand trap, or they do, and it's like one that you can call by. You have game, so I just like that this secures it. So it's just really cool. I want to explain that because that's the way I use Call by the Grave. It's on my deck, and if I get hand trapped one time and I play through it and I hold this and I will literally hold it to the end of the combo sequence, and if I don't get hand trapped, then during my main phase, before my main phase, I'm just gonna set the card. And then we're gonna be playing 3 copies of Unexpected Die. So Unexpected Die is a really strong starter card, but I feel like you only resolve more. You never really resolve more than one to duel. So I still play that 3 because I kind of feel like you need to see it, and if you don't play that 3, it's just, for me personally, it's just not worth it because you need to see it in your opening hand, and if you don't see it in your opening hand, you don't want to see it ever again. So it's kind of like it's like a Cyber Dragon, literally. Like, that's how I see it. It's a good card though. It's a good aspect for bad players. And then we've got 3 left arm offerings. Left arm offering is like a backup Call by the Grave. But I like it. It's always gonna give me to my Brain Fusion, especially when they hand trap the Predaplant portion. Like when you go Predaplant and they hand trap it, and you search out your Brain Fusion. Depending on what your hand shapes up to be like, you can resolve a block dragon. You can assemble a somewhat solidified board. But also it depends on what you discarded off of your Predaplant. But you always need to have this and 2 other cards in your hand, and because the Predaplant discards for cost, this would be the final play you make. So just be careful with that. But it's nice to just have the contingency. And I don't always just use it as like a backup in case I get hand traps. Sometimes if my hand doesn't look correct and I can't shape it or scope it out to be what I need it to be or finish the board off correctly, I use the left arm anyways. So it's a combo piece, but also I just wanted to share how versatile it can be. That the card itself, even though it's not intended for its initial design, that the card is so flexible that you can actually use it as like a backup in case you get hand trapped. And then the rest of the combo pieces are going to be 3 Gemini Fusion. The card's absurd. I can't even believe. This was around a time when Once Per Turn didn't exist and it didn't matter. And it didn't make sense. Then we've got 1 Brilliant Fusion, 1 Foolish, and 1 Monster Reborn for the 1 of spells in the deck. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys a test hand. And depending on how long the video is, I may show you guys a combo. But as a matter of fact, what matters more, the combo or the test hand? This is a deck profile. So I suppose showing you guys the test hand it matters more. Just so you guys can see how consistent the deck is. Because what a combo is going to show you is what this deck can do when it gets the exact specific cards that it needs to have. But a test hand shows you what this deck's going to do just on an average, regular, ordinary, everyday basis. So that's something that I'm trying to get into the habit of doing with almost every deck profile, is just to kind of put those hands in there, put those combos, even if it's 1 or 2 cute little combos, something fun to mess around with. It's just, I think that you folks would enjoy it more if I could just have that integrated into all of the content that I produce concerning deck profiles. If I could just have test hands and combos to show you guys the decks, a little bit of the deck in action, so to speak, just a little bit, so you guys can see that I'm not making anything up concerning the ratios or the proportions, anything of on the mathematical aspect concerning the deck. The capabilities of it, the possibilities, the potential of it. All of that. I digress. It's all rooted literally from experience. I wouldn't say this deck can do anything unless I've already done it. So it wouldn't just be a spoken theory; it would be a proven theory. So it's no longer a theory. Let's see. This hand, even though this looks weird, I bet you it's, yep, told you. And we have Plant plus a Fusion, and it's conveniently the 1 of Fusion, which that's how you know this deck loves me. So this is game. If my opponent Ash Blossoms this, it's still game. That's pretty interesting, you guys. We can play through 2 hand traps with this hand, and you can still get to the FTK. You just gotta play your cards in the right order. But I'm gonna play them in whatever order I choose to, because I just feel like I don't want to take any time. So I'm really not even gonna go Lone Fire for Lone Fire. I'm just gonna go for Scorpio. Pitch the Lone Fire. Special the Cobra. Search out the Brilliant Fusion. I mean the Gemini Fusion, not the Brilliant Fusion. Activate the Brilliant Fusion. Make sure these are always in even number columns. Oh yeah, we don't activate the brilliant fusion just yet. We're gonna link these off. Um, we're gonna go into our Jasmine, then we're gonna activate the brilliant fusion. Sorry, I got cotton mouth, you guys. Um, Man, all these deck profiles. Talking for so long and all these deck profiles, man, it's ridiculous. We're going to send Block Dragon and Tourmaline. If we already had access to Block Dragon, we definitely would have just summoned out Lady Brilliant Diamond. But since we don't have access to Block Dragon, that's where the Zirconia becomes so important as a target in your extra deck in general. Just having the Zirconia there, it's very valuable. Um, I'd say the next thing we need to do, which is very imperative, is get some earths in our grave, you guys. Get some earths in our grave. I'd say... Let me check my extra deck. That's crazy. Oh, you know something interesting? I don't even think I ever showed my extra deck. Wow, what a hiccup, you guys. I'm so sorry. I don't think I ever even showed my extra deck. Wow, how embarrassing. I skipped that. How dare I skip that? You know what? I'm not even going to edit that out. I feel like that's just kind of like a cute little mistake, but wow, I don't even think I showed my extra deck. So I guess in the middle of this test, and I should just show you guys my extra deck. Unless I did. I feel like I did, but I'm not sure. Because I know I finished up the main deck. But I play 2 Phantom Quartz, I play 1 Curios, I play 1 Proxy for Unicorn, I play the 1 Jasmine, the 1 Zirconia, I play Mrs. Radiant, Link Spider. I'm playing Master Diamond, the King, and the Queen. Link Spider is here also, and Curios is here, for the hands that you can't get to Block Dragon. You have to mesh them, and you have to scope them out to where they can get to Block Dragon. Any hand can make Curios, you just have to play it right. And then we have the King and the Queen, like I was saying. The 2 Lapis, you only need 2, but you definitely need multiples. 1 Seraphonite, 1 Prismara, card is very, very, very clutch, and 1 Cloud Castle so that you can play the extra hand traps. Also helps whenever your Unicorn gets Veilered, because once you play a good player that knows how Gemini FTK works, certain times they know when to use their hand traps, so it's just nice to have another way to do it. But yeah, I apologize for that. So yeah, definitely, you guys... If you're going to comment about it, just keep in mind, just keep watching the deck profile or the video, and you'll figure out that I caught on to it, that I don't even think I showed my own extra deck. Let's go ahead and use Jasmine. Let's tribute this guy. And, ooh, we could have gotten extra normal summon, but no, at the same time, we need the Block Dragon. So let's go ahead and get out the Glow Bulb from our deck. Special out any plant. Especially the Glow Bulb. Glow Bulb's a really, really good extender too. It's also because it's a tuner, but it's a good extender. So what we're gonna do here, again, I'm gonna go into my extra deck. Okay, yeah. So let's get this figured out. Just need some more earths in our grave. Okay. So I suppose we could do it like this. Yeah, we could do it like this. We're still gonna resolve the Jasmine, but we'll go back to where Zirconia was. We'll activate the Gemnite Fusion. Oh, we only have 1 Zirconia. So we'll activate the Gemnite Fusion, and we'll send all 3 of these, including the Zirconia. And we'll go into our Lady Brilliant Diamond. We'll put her there. We'll resolve Lazuli. I feel like Lazuli is more important. We need that card in our hand. We'll banish Lazuli. We'll add the Gemnite Fusion from grave to hand. Scope the grave. Resolve her. Tribute her. There we go. I figured it out, you guys. That hand was kind of weird, but we got there. I had to really go on a whim. That is not part of my normal design. I kind of just had to force that play because My hand was looking kind of funny, and yeah, I was messing up right there. So we got out the Seraphonite. So what we're gonna do next is we don't even need the extra normal summon. We really don't. In fact, we should get out something that matters. Like we should get out, like for example, a Lapis Lazuli. Yeah, because I think she ignores the summoning conditions. Yeah, she can literally just summon Lapis Lazulis. So I think what I want to do though, Heike, is just summon up Master Diamond. I mean, nah, it might have to be something. Yeah. So we'll just bust out the Seraphonite because she's something expendable. For the time being. Just for the time being. Um, then we can banish 1, 2, 3. I'm starting to think that my extra deck, every time I do test hands with this deck, my extra deck choices always tend to change after that 1 or 2 test hands. So we're going to summon the Block Dragon. Um, let's figure this one out. I kind of want to play like a Beak Hop or something. Because I do want my extra normal summon. I really do. Sincerely. Like a generic... Oh, you know what? You know what? That is in the realm of possibility. It is. I believe that is. We can do that. We can make the Nightmare Unicorn. And then let's resolve the Block Dragon. Yeah, we can still get back the, No, because we have to use the Jasmine right now. Oh, you know what? I'm tripping. I don't even need a link summon with it in the first place. Because he's here, I can just summon him to our zone, use our effect, tribute him, and he's an if effect, so he's not going to miss time it. So we'll tribute him and then summon out the glow bulb that way. There we go. Yeah, you guys can clearly see that I'm over here literally trying to force my combo. So this is not a combo I've done before. I'm over here making this one up. So yeah. Separate chain Block Dragon. Then we resolve Block Dragon. There we go. So we can hold the Unicorn, but we could have played through it because we have Cloud Castle. But I just feel like I just made an unnecessary play. And you definitely want to hold your resources every instance you get. So we can keep our extra normal summon. So that was clutch. Because now we can do this. Extra normal summon for Crystal Rose. Extra normal for Crystal Rose. Let's go ahead and Gemnite fuse this and this away. Go into Lapis Lazuli. Okay, cool. We can make that happen. Alright, so we're going to go into Lapis Lazuli. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to activate Crystal Rose's effect. And we're going to go ahead and dump Lazuli. It's going to gain Lazuli's name, so it is Lazuli. Lazuli's effect engraved is going to add Lapis. We're going to banish Lazuli. And then we're going to add this Gemnite fusion back. And what we can do from here is we can go ahead and activate the the Gemnite fusion. Let me check my valid targets really quick. Yeah, we can summon a Prismara just to get a body out. So we'll go for a Prismara. So we'll send Obsidian and Tourmaline. We'll go for Prismara because we need to make a we had to take a weird route, so we haven't resolved Phantom Quartz yet. We have the FTK without him, but I just feel like I should because it'll help me out, and I kind of want to. So it's like it's not like a need, but it's like it would really help me out a lot just to resolve him, to do what I want to do in a comfortable manner. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna resolve Lapis Lazuli because we've got out 5, 6. No, this one's normal summon. This one's normal. It doesn't matter. 25,000. We're gonna send the Lapis Lazuli to burn our opponent for 25,000. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take this and this. Gonna link those off into a Phantom Quartz. Use that Phantom Quartz as an extender for this lovely test hand. Search ourselves out. This deck is pretty fun, you guys. You see how it's going off? Search ourselves out in Obsidian. This deck goes off, you guys. It's super duper, super explosive. The next thing I would say we have to do. Oh yeah, so we would have to take this. Yeah, it'd have to be like that. Yeah, it'd have to be like that. So we'd have to take the Prismara and the Crystal Rose. And it is a gem, so you can do that. And we'll have to make Phantom Quartz like that. No, because it doesn't clear the zone. Either way, it doesn't clear the zone. Yeah, that's pretty trash. That's very trash. So we're just gonna have to leave him there and take those two and link them off. He's a good extender. I really wanted to get that one off. I think we still can though. So we use Phantom Quartz. We'll shuffle back Zirconia. Is there anything else I need to put back? Could always use an Obsidian. Could always use a Lazuli. I think that's what I'm gonna put back. I don't think we need Prismara. Nope, because the only thing we're gonna be summoning after this is just Zirconia and Master Diamond. Speaking of, we're summoning out Master Diamond. And we've got 25 on board again, so we're gonna have to do 3 stacks the next time. Ha! That's nice. That's very sweet. That is sweet. Yeah, that was dope. Okay, so one of the obsidians that got put back doesn't need to be put back, because what we're gonna need to do actually is put this Prismara back, because we're gonna need that fusion body as an extender to finish the FTK up. I just realized that as a hindsight. So what we're gonna do next here. Ooh, and we could do it just to do it, too. We've resolved all Phantom Quartz effects. Honestly, he's just chilling. Let's take the Phantom Quartz and the Crystal Rose and make a unicorn and, like, not use its effect and just leave it there, just to open a zone up. Banish the Seraphonite. Summon the Crystal Rose from grave to make it now a special summon monster, so that I can get the burn increment. Not use its effect just yet. Actually, yeah, screw it. Use its effect. Let's just dump a Tourmaline. And then we're gonna use Master Diamond. We're gonna banish the Lapis Lazuli. He is Lapis Lazuli now. Then we're gonna activate Lapis Lazuli. We're gonna burn our opponent for 3,000. So our opponent's taking 55. So they're going to be at 25. So we're going to send Lazuli. Lazuli's going to add the Tourmaline. So we basically added a Gem Knight from deck to hand in the process of burning our opponent, so to speak. And the Unicorn's still opening a zone for us. So what we can do here is we can activate the Gem Knight Fusion, confuse away the Master Diamond and the Crystal Rose. We go into Zirconia. This is why it's important to put him back, because he's a level 8. That's a Gem Knight in the rock. And what we'll do here is we're going to go ahead and banish her. Add Gem Knight Fusion back from grave to hand. And we'll take this Global that's been chilling and this Zirconia. And we'll go into this generic Synchro, level 9, 1 tuner plus 1 of our non-tuners. Cloud Castle, use his effect. And we'll go ahead and bring this Master Diamond back from grave. And Master Diamond's effect is able to be activated. we'll get one more special summon monster out by using Glow Bulb's actual effect from Graveyard. Because he got summoned from the deck off of Arrow Mage. We'll mill 1. We're retaining the 4-card hand size. We've got a Block Dragon engraved that can actually be summoned if we didn't have full zones everywhere. We could summon a Skull Dread, we can do some extra link plays, some shenanigans, but it doesn't matter. Why? Because we've just burned our opponent for 6,000, for 3,000, so we've done 8,500 damage, but either way it's game. That's an FTK for you, baby, and that's how it's done. So yeah. That was an awesome test hand, by the way. That was really good. I'm glad that I got to get that one so you guys can kind of see just how bonkers, bananas, ridiculously explosive this deck really is, and how consistent it is, and how it did exactly what I said it was going to do. It's a really strong FTK deck, and I like that it can actually play through more than just one hand trap. Heck, I like that it can play through just one. I appreciate the fact that it can play through any form of disruption in the first place. The fact that it's not losing to a single Widow Anchor. Like, I enjoy that. I like that a lot. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the profile and the test hand. I'm sorry you guys that it was so long, but yeah, that was a really good test hand. God bless you guys. Make good choices. Don't hurt your brain cells. Stay tuned for future content. You folks have a beautiful day. And yeah, you'll definitely be hearing from me soon. Peace.